Crowd on hand, this is truly a global event. Broadcasting worldwide in over 13 different languages, the atmosphere in this event center right now is absolutely explosive.
And this atmosphere is all credit to you guys here in the audience around us. You guys are amazing here. Let me hear you roar.
So much energy, Freak.
Oh, they are amazing. Thank you guys so much. Coming around the world to show up here. Those of you around the world watching at home, thank you as well for being a part of League of Legends history. With the over 7,000 people in attendance here, the hundreds of thousands of you who are watching online, the millions who have watched throughout the week so far in the playoffs, this is going to be epic. And today, we will crown a Season 2 World Champion.
Freak, as I said before, it's going to be who can prove their worth in this best of 5 that may change the lives of these two teams. Competing on the biggest stage in League of Legends history, and for $1 million. Let's see how these teams are approaching the final matchup.
明天的比赛会是应该是电竞历史上最大赛事奖金最多的一次，然后也是全世界最多人观看跟注目的一场战斗，然后我们很期待。
정말 기쁘고요. 이거 살면서 정말 이런 기회는 흔치 않다고 생각하는데 정말 열심히 하겠습니다.
我刚丢过，千万不要舍，千万不要舍，他们
打赢 M5 基本上全世界所有队我们应该都可以打得赢。 基本上一点都不紧张了。
아 처음엔 그런 줄 알았는데 지금은 좀 아닌 것 같아요. TPA가 전력을 숨겼던 부분이 확실히 있긴 있어서 좀 다른 팀들을 방심하게 했던 것 같고 저희는 그렇게 방심하지 않고 저희도 전력을 다해서 상대를 할 겁니다.
直接回答，对我来讲，荣耀是最重要的。 因为在这场比赛，我们经过这2场战役，不断证明 TPA 的实力，然后一直到接下来的冠亚军赛，我相信我们一定可以带给全世界的观众跟全世界的粉丝更多对于 TPA 的信心。
TPA가 좀 정말 전략적이고 굉장히 좋은 팀인 건 맞지만 저희가 뭐 그거에 대해서 두려워하지는 솔직히 않고요. 이제 앞으로 열심히 준비해서 좋은 경기력으로 보여드리겠습니다.
我觉得我们只要全力以赴就会赢的。
Do the same thing.
最大的敌人是自己。
Azubu Frost, fighting!
Ladies and gentlemen, the best players in the world have delivered some truly epic moments, fighting through pride and perseverance. But Freak, I think the best moments are yet to come with the grand finals.
Well, it's got to be the case. These guys have fought tooth and nail. You've got the #1 teams of their respective regions. They've beat the best teams of the world from everywhere else. And now you've got clearly the best 2 teams in Asia and the best 2 teams in the world. Every strategy here to be revealed, every hidden champion, every hidden tactic, a year's worth of research, it's all come down to this. Now, I just say these are the 2 Asian powerhouses. First off, Azubu Frost from Korea, and of course, the Taipei Assassins. So let's put these guys head to head, and we're going to start with their support players.
These support players are huge. We have Mistake versus Mad Life. Both, oddly enough, the shot callers for each team. We can hear them, we can see their stats. Mad Life, 1.9 to the 1 kills. The deaths, Mistake, in that death chamber a little bit longer. Mad Life always being on the field to help his team and structure the team fights. But these guys are completely vocal. We see Mistake also playing previously in the AD carry position, which helps out that bottom lane to position a lot better. However, Mad Life, considered to be one of the most beloved League of Legends players in Korea, is a human abacus for his team. He juggles all of these summoner spells in each lane and provides his team with the knowledge to be the upper hand in that lane and continue to win in team fights. Freak, as we go away from the supports, we look at the huge factor in this matchup, that top lane.
And the top lane is really going to be important because Taipei Assassins' gameplay, at least in the semifinal, was making top lane an island, leaving them to fight one-on-one, just doing battle back and forth with each other. And as you saw in the support category, Azubu Frost has better numbers on paper. And you can see here, Shy with 2.5 times the kills, a few more deaths. But overall, these guys are both just phenomenally good players. Stanley's been called the best player on Taipei Assassins. Shy, he had big shoes to fill, becoming the new top laner for that summer season. And so far, he's been absolutely phenomenal. He's been breaking that game apart for Azubu Frost. You're going to have a giant, set of playmakers here in that top lane. Now, are they going to be an island and go head-to-head the entire way through, or will that team support them? We're going to find out today.
And Freak, as we move on to the next lane, the mid lane, which will probably prove everything for these teams, and it's one of the biggest matchups. Rapid Star going head-to-head versus Toys. Toys very well known for his Morgana play / AP carry champions with good skills, or with skill shots in general. His movement and style of play is like none other, and he is a formidable AP carry mid, and he actually used to, we'll see in the videos before, talk about Mac Noon and how he has helped in his gameplay. Coming up on the other side, Rapid Star probably has some of the, or not if only the most champions in his pool. He loves to throw the other player out of their comfort zone. He has at least 10 champions he can play at a professional level. You cannot say that for players in North America and Europe.
Both these guys just phenomenally skilled on all sides. And the one anecdote I want to say for Toys is the only time he's ever died is when his team loses the game. As long as they're in control and they're doing a great job, he is just absolutely dominating everybody's faces the entire way through. Both these guys really have become hard carries for their rosters, and both of them roam around the map. This is really the case for both these rosters. Okay, yeah, that top lane, a bit of an island, and you're seeing split pushes, but it's because they're still constantly fighting. You're seeing one-on-one duels all the time. These mid laners will dive in for combat. You saw Rapid Star really bringing out Diana in the summer season, and suddenly she shows up as a gigantic primary assassin, crushing the lanes out. You're seeing a lot of control come out from that Anivia on both these players, really, and actually CLG Europe had to ban Anivia against Rapid Star. This is a team with Frog in, mind you, and they're still banning Anivia because they respect Rapid Star so much. You're seeing bans forced against Toys as well, whether it's that Anivia, whether it's that Orianna, or anything else in that roster. I mean, throughout GPL, people banned Morgana almost every single game against him. These guys have legendary champion pools. They put a lot of effort through their game, and they can completely just control the entire battlefield.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, we have an awesome pregame show for you. So let's start by taking an in-depth look at the Korean OGN champions Azubu Frost and their incredible performances in the Season 2 World Playoffs.
The champions from Korea. Azubu Frost's journey to the finals started with the total annihilation of their group stage competition. They went 3-0 against Invictus Gaming, SK Gaming, and CLG Prime. In the quarterfinals, they faced off against Team Solomid, the #1 seed from North America. The top lane play of Shy allowed Azubu Frost to take a stranglehold on the match. Azubu Frost's complete domination of TSM led to a 2-0 victory.
Freak, the Nexus turrets are going down. Cloud Templar is so tanky. They're trying to thwart out Team Solo Mid, trying to stop that path to the championship. And Azubu Frost will knock out Team Solo Mid.
The semifinal round set up a rematch of OGN's The Champions final. CLG's early focus on Azubu's Shy gave them control of Game 1.
But you're stronger than them. Kartus is not on his way.
Oh, that's silence, nice. That's silence. 5 seconds.
With top lane under control, CLG was unstoppable, and their victory put Azubu in the hole 0-1. In Game 2, it was Azubu's turn for a commanding performance, shutting CLG out 13 kills to nothing, pushing the series to a third and final game. In Game 3, it was all about Shy. CLG had no answer for his intimidating Singed. After being down 0-1, Azubu Frost stormed back to win 2 games in a row and secure their place in the World Championship final. The champions from Korea are now only 3 wins away from completing their quest to become champions of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now joined by DJ Wheat at the desk as we just saw Azubu Frost power through their playoff matches. Wheat, what do you do against a team that you just can't stop or can't even get a kill on?
Well, I mean, in any situation, you come into the finals, you know you're not going to have a pushover. So
yeah, exactly.
I really think that one of the big stories that we're seeing here is kind of a David and Goliath story, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that as we get into it. But first and foremost, I had a chance to sit down yesterday with Azubu Frost to talk with them a little bit about this life-changing opportunity to play in the World Finals. I understand that you were an English teacher or a teacher in Korea, and that you suddenly became a League of Legends player. Can you tell me a little bit about this transition and how you got onto Azubu Frost?
그러니까 사실 이제 군대를 제대하고 나서 그냥 평범한 대학 생활을 하고 있었어요. 대학 생활하면서 이제 영어 공부도 하면서 뭐 영어 강사를 했다, 영어 그 티처를 했다는 게 어떤 식인지 모르겠는데 뭐 무슨 정규직처럼 티처라기보다는 그냥 학원에서 살짝 이렇게 도와주면서 그런 식의 아르바이트 같은 느낌?
Did you know Cloud Templar before asking him to join the team?
원래 그 복민 시즌 1 때부터 되게 많이 봐왔던 유저긴 한데 실제로 그러니까 원래는 한국 유저인지도 몰랐고 말을 안 해서 게임할 때 근데 실제로 알게 된 거는 이제 한국에서 이제 클랜원을 모집할 때 그때부터 알게 됐어요. 그래서
그런 느낌으로 하다가 이제 게임하고 병행을 했었어요. 근데 이제 나이도 좀 어느 정도 되다 보니까 이제 인생의 갈림길이 서잖아요. 그러니까 좋은 기회가 주어졌었는데 저한테 이제 왔었어요. 팀에 들어오라는 제의가. 아, 내가 이대로 그냥 이렇게 공부하면서 이렇게 평범한 인생을 살 것인가 아니면 좀 이런 데 뛰어들어가지고 좀 재밌는 인생을 살 것인가 고민 많이 했었는데 이 길을 택했고 지금 잘 되고 있는 것 같습니다.
I'm sure your students think you're the coolest teacher, right? How does it feel to be recognized as one of the top talents of Azubu Frost and quite frankly one of the top talents in League of Legends?
갑작스럽게 이렇게 응원을 해주시니까 되게 좀 당황스럽고요. 그리고 또 제가 그러니까 이렇게 한호 받을 만한 선수가 아닌데 한호도 해주셔서 굉장히 좀 고맙고 그냥 전체적으로 말하자면 갑자기 찾아와서 되게 좀 정신이 없어요.
What's it like to get to experience the Western fans firsthand?
아무래도 좀 문화적으로 차이가 있다 보니까 외국 분들이 좀 더 어필이 강하신 것 같아요. 좋으면 좋다, 싫으면 싫다 뭐 이런 확실한 어필이 좀 열광적으로 어필해 주시는 게 많이 좋은 것 같아요.
What's been your favorite part about the World Championship so far?
아무래도 좀 해외 경기다 보니까 해외에 나와서 외국인들이랑 대화를 하면서 게임을 같이 좀 즐길 수 있다는 경험이 좀 많이 좋았어요.
Can you explain your calmness? You just seem very ready to play. Are you just 100% focused for the finals against the Taipei Assassins?
지금 제 마음 상태는 그냥 세상에서 할 수 있는 마지막 게임이 내일이라고 내일 그 결승전밖에 없다고 생각하면서 마음을 다잡고 있고요.
What does it mean to you to be on the biggest League of Legends stage for the biggest prize that we've ever seen?
정말 선수로서는 좀 최고의 의미죠. 자기 인생에서 계속해서 기억에 남을 그 정도의 일인 것 같아요.
So you envision yourself standing on the stage, holding the Summoners Cup, and being the victor of the Season 2 World Championships?
예, 뭐 매일매일 상상하고 있습니다, 사실. 여기 월드 챔피언십 참가하기 전부터 매일매일.
You know, guys, something that always strikes me with these, the fans absolutely loving it. Something that always strikes me amazingly about these players is that when they're fighting with tons of pride and willpower, and they still want to win, but they remember the fans. They remember that they still need to put on a good show, and it's going to come out for them in the best way possible as they just mentally focus on, as you asked them, holding the cup on the stage, that comes to fruition.
And I mean, that's something that can power a team through the finals. I mean, quite frankly, the energy in this room is absolutely astounding, and that alone, being a champion and knowing what that feels like to stand up on the stage, $1 million is at stake, and the Summoners Cup. So there is obviously a lot out there, and we got some really phenomenal insight, and I think my lucky stars every time I get to sit down and talk to like top tier players and teams like that, there's a lot of additional things that make their story really unique. Take, for example, Azubu Blaze, not here, brother team. They practice with them all the time. It's really interesting because they all say we're fighting for Blaze just as much as we're fighting for Frost, and that sort of team camaraderie, it's very obvious and evident throughout all the players on Azubu.
Yeah, and there's an interesting story with that too, where before the Korean Championships, the OGN Summer, Frost was practicing for their grand final against CLG Europe. And Blaze, they were the current #1 in the Korean rankings, right? And the way the Korean circuit worked was the #1 team, whoever got the most circuit points, was auto-qualified. And Blaze knew if Frost wins this final, if Frost beats CLG EU, Frost goes in without a qualifier, and Blaze has to play through that Korean circuit and qualify. And the thing is, Blaze lost a sword. Basically, Blaze, by practicing with Azubu Frost, knocked themselves out of the World Championship. That's that kind of camaraderie with these teams.
And they honestly, it doesn't matter. They're saying that they're playing for the glory, if you will, of the entire team. And I think that's really phenomenal. But you mentioned, Freak, that they came off as champions, and that was one of the questions I asked them. Is that frankly, does that give you any additional motivation? Does it give you any additional confidence? They said, absolutely not. We'd rather go into this game thinking we are not champions and we have everything to prove on that stage. And I think that's a really healthy attitude to walk into a finals, especially versus a team like TPA.
Freak. We, along with being able to practice against them, but having them as brothers as well, how does this affect Azubu Frost as a team?
I got the impression that, the Azubu Frost takes it very seriously. They are a professional team, don't get me wrong. But at some level, there has to be synergy between your players.
For sure.
It's something that you can see when you get an opportunity to meet these guys, or as you learn more about them, or, honestly, just watch them as they play, and you can really see that they share something. And obviously, right now, they're sharing something huge because this is going to be a big moment for them as they get ready to prepare for that battle against Taipei Assassins.
So moving on then, what kind of thought process goes on with these guys? What are they? They're just fighting for Blaze themselves. Are they fighting for Korean pride? I mean, Sword got knocked out. There's only 2 Korean teams here. What all is really on the line for these guys?
Yeah, that's actually a great point because obviously country pride is something that amongst all gamers we see it a lot in a lot of our competitions. And this is no different. But every single player gave a little bit different answer. I thought that maybe because they're fighting for kind of the legacy of Korean gaming, and that's typically a very, very dominant force, that would maybe put a little bit more pressure on them. And they just said, frankly, we can't think that way. We feel that no matter what the results are, that Korea is going to be happy that we have made it here. So I think underneath that answer, there's obviously a little bit like, yes, we want to win for Korean pride. But at the same time, I think that they're not letting it come in and affect their thought process entering into the games.
Well, all right. We've seen what, Azubu Frost has in the background for themselves, a little bit of insight. And now let's see, what Azubu Frost must do in order to secure a victory here at the World Finals. It is going to be a best of 5, so there is some time for Azubu Frost to come back from that first game problem that they usually have in a best of tournament. So the first key to victory for them is really going to be help out Cloud Templar.
The Cloud Templar is the team's jungler, and if you look back at the semifinal against Counterlogic Europe, he got up a number of levels over Snoopy. The jungle invasions and then just the gameplay from there really set him up for victory. And that's kind of how these teams work, is junglers are big playmakers. They get the ganks going. They kind of control the early and mid game themselves. And actually more recently, junglers have been playing the main initiators. Malphite, Skarner, Maokai, guys like that who will start the fights. So the team has to get there and get Cloud Templar ahead early, and if they can do that and push him forward, he's going to control the rest of the game for the team.
Well, that controlling of the game is something they've had to do many, many times. Again, being one of the teams with the most big game experience offline and being so exceptional in those team fights. They need to use that experience in those team fights to really pull through with mechanics against Taipei.
This is a team who's played so many major tournaments. They've got a lot of experience playing, with everything on the line, close to elimination. You look at their games against Counterlogic Europe where they were down 0-1 and then came back to win the 2 in the semifinal. You go to the OGN Summer League, they were down 0-2 and then came back to win the final by taking 3 games straight. So not only are they going to be able to sort of keep themselves up with the pressure, but also that team is so well rehearsed. They've played so many games together. This team is just so experienced in tournaments that they've got such great team fight presence that these guys will be able to take it to the mid game or take it to the end game and just turn it on and just show up as a team and kind of turn any game around. So expect to see them just sort of group up when it kind of counts the most and just work as a team and make that happen.
Just, based off of what you just said, Freak, one of the things that they said is that they feel like they can dynamically change to their opponent. And that experience, I think, tells that tale quite a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And the third key to victory here coming in for Azubu Frost. Freak, it's going to be big. We talked about it in the lane-to-lane matchup earlier. It's kill Toys, win the game.
Yeah, Toys, you know, we said the stat in the pregame show where the only time he's ever died was when he got first blood of IM5 BenQ in the semis, and they ended up losing that match.
Yep.
Any other time that they've won the game, Toys has been pretty much untouchable. He's been such a dominant force throughout this game that he's been safe the whole time. He's been putting down crowd control. He's been letting his team win. They've got to put some pressure on Toys and kind of screw him up a little bit. Right? Again, the only time they lost was when they actually finally did screw him up, made him make a couple of mistakes, got him down and behind a little bit, and they carried that through. So they got to put some early pressure on Toys.
And before we jump into Taipei Assassins, let's actually head over to the lovely Rachel Seltzer-Querico, who's down on the arena floor with some excited fans about the match.
I don't know if I can do that. All right, guys, I'm down here on the floor with some of Azubu Frost's biggest fans in the audience. So please, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves and tell me where you came from to attend the finals.
Hi, I'm Luis Alberto Guzman Lau. I'm from Mexico. What do you want more?
I'm Rafael Calles, and I'm from Mexico. Azubu Frost, yeah.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm actually from LA, so.
So that was a short trip. So I'm interested, because you have CLG on your arm, why are you supporting Azubu Frost?
Because they beat the team I actually wanted to win, so I'm supporting, and I have traveled to Korea months ago, and I have a good relation with them, so I want the Koreans to win this.
You got a special friendship, a reason to root for these guys. What do you think about this incredible venue? I know Ryan has come out and given you guys so much stuff. There's swag in the seats, there's body paint. How are you enjoying the show?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I got a VIP getting painted, so.
Oh, you get painted? You get a VIP?
Yeah.
I'll be right back. You have a sign, and it's in Korean. Unfortunately, I can't understand that, but do you want to show everybody? Can you tell me what this says?
Azubu Fighting.
Azubu Huaizing. I love it, guys. So we have some very exciting games here, and it's a very close match between Azubu Frost and Taipei Assassins. I'm taking bets on the side stage. You can meet me with your cash over there later, but tell me now, what do you think it's gonna, what is the lay of the land here?
What do you want?
What's the final score?
2-1.
2-1? Well, that's not gonna be good for a best of 5.
Azubu Frost's gonna take it all the way.
Oh, a 3-0. What about you? What do you think?
It's going to be pretty even, 3-2.
All right, that's very fair. Well, we're going to toss it back up to the guys at the desk, get a little bit closer to getting this game underway. So, guys, thanks so much for the support. It's awesome being here. Thank you.
Such an amazing crowd. Thank you so much, Rachel. Over the course of the championship, ladies and gentlemen, we've been asking you to send us your questions, and we want more of them. You have not sent us enough. You're not doing your job. We're going to start getting angry. Hashtag LOL Worlds. You sign up for Twitter. You get on Twitter right now. God, they're going to love me for that. But make sure you get on Twitter. Hashtag LOL Worlds. We'll be sure to answer your social media questions later on the stream. And you may even get your Twitter name on the screen. You'll probably get flooded with friend invites. So that's what everybody wants, right?
Yeah.
You'd be like
man.
Freak and have like 50,000 followers.
43.
Almost there. We'll just round up. Coming up after a short break, ladies and gentlemen, we have an exclusive video made for the World Finals by a fan favorite League of Legends content creator, Donkey, and a closer look at the Taipei Assassins. But first, we caught up with Azubu Frost as they made their way around Los Angeles. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
America is very bigger than Korea, so it's just hotel and practice room and hotel and practice room. That's all. We don't know exactly where is place, and we don't have enough money, and yeah, and our English skill is not good. So
오늘 경기랑 오늘 뭐 할 거냐고 물어보. 놀고 먹고 게임하고.
You just wanna eating and yeah, just nothing. Yeah, eating and game. We found Chinese food, so that place is similar with Korean food, so really good. Yeah, fine. We are relaxed, very relaxed. Yeah.
Blood for Noxus.
Minions have spawned.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
You like my weapon?
Kneel before Vlad. Pitiful creature. Assault from above. This blade's my favorite.
I never hold back. The dark should fear me.
Witness true strength.
Forge onward. Vile scourge.
Hello there. Today we observe Olaf in his most natural of habitats, the top lane. Oh, here's Garen. Today we observe Olaf in his most secondary of natural habitats, the bottom lane. And already we're seeing action with Janna's amazing tower dive, and Keenan attempts to run away. Unfortunately for him, he's dead, and he'll be seeing Brand in hell, along with Janna and level 1 ganking Fiddlesticks. Watch out, Olaf. Fiddle will have to escalate his efforts as he tries to kill 2 players who have actually been playing the game. Janna has learned from her mistake, depriving Olaf of any gold by giving the kill to the tower. Unfortunately for her, her reputation within the tower community has been severely damaged, and it will do nothing to save her here. And now we see Olaf taking a dive at another champion, Renekton this time. I'm not sure how Renekton stands within the tower community. Olaf has returned to the top lane, but not everything is as it should be. Now he is faced with the daunting task of fighting 2 people in 1 lane. Luckily, he is considered the Viking of League of Legends. See how King is underlined? That's how you know. At this time, Olaf has become extremely fed. He should now be referred to as Feed Me Olaf because of his tasteless disregard of human life. Watch as he plunges into an entire team by himself without anyone helping him at all. He single-handedly kills each and every player on both teams. Just brilliant. Watch as an Olaf dives a Janna with over 50 kills. Immediately, she is destroyed, even though Olaf has 0 kills. Watch as he defeats a champion that hasn't even been released yet, Rango. And he's going in, and he knocks his head off anyway. He appears to be destroying the new tower champion as well. As he backs, he is rudely interrupted by a player named Ricotta. Fortunately for Olaf, he flashes out of his ult I cannot recommend the player Ricotta as highly as I do the cheese. Ricotta giving chase to Olaf once again. TF is there, surely Olaf cannot kill him with, oh my goodness, a very close call there. Of course, some scholars may argue that it wasn't even. And now we see Olaf in the fight of his life against Keenan. Who will come on top in this battle of titans? Oh, Keenan's going into the bush. It's anyone's fight. Oh, and that is why Keenan is considered the fucking filthy whore of League of Legends.
Welcome back, everybody. How about that donkey? Ladies and gentlemen, we love to give to you guys, but the League of Legends community gives back in spades, so we'll try to catch up soon. But we have more matches to talk about. Obviously, Olaf isn't the best right now. We saw Kenan getting the last kill. So let's just move over to Taipei Assassins. Coming into the World Championship, many of these guys, or the fans in general, wrote off Taipei Assassins as the underdog, who simply just dominated a very underpowered region. Ladies and gentlemen, they have proven otherwise here, the championship playoffs. Let's take a look at some of the best moments from Taipei Assassins' thrilling run here to the World Finals.
The road to the finals was not an easy one for the Taipei Assassins. After receiving a bye into the quarterfinals, the Assassins took on Korea's Najin Sword, who were led by superstar Mac Noon. But the Assassins sport a rising star of their own, Toys. Toys' exceptional play on Orianna allowed the Assassins to steamroll Najin Sword, sweeping the series 2-0. In the semifinal round, the Taipei Assassins were up against Moscow 5, the #1 team from Europe, and the odds-on favorite to win the World Championship. An early lane swap by the Taipei Assassins sent 2 players mid versus M5's Alex each, but that tactic proved costly for the Assassins as Alex's Evelyn was deadly. Game 2 featured Toys on Orianna, and as he showed in the quarterfinals, that's a pairing that cannot be stopped. The Assassins rolled to an easy victory, giving up 0 towers to M5 in 28 minutes. In a do-or-die Game 3, Toys continued to make clutch plays, this time stealing Dragon.
This is not looking good for Moscow 5.
TPA controlled the rest of the match, and they shocked the world, defeating Moscow 5 to secure a place in the World Championship Final.
Taipei Assassins look to take down the last Nexus turret, and they will drop Moscow 5 from the League of Legends Championship playoffs.
In what they hope to be the last underdog match of their careers, the Taipei Assassins will look to defeat Korean powerhouse Azubu Frost and bring the Summoners Cup home to Taiwan.
And gentlemen, there's absolutely no doubt that they have an interesting road. They fought a very, very interesting set of battles between the playoffs. And yesterday, just like Azubu Frost, I got the chance to spend some time with the Taipei Assassins. And with the help of a translator, I got their thoughts on how playing in this World Finals could impact their lives.
Can you guys talk to me a little bit about your origin story, how the team was created and the start of the Taipei Assassins?
然后我们代表台湾参加2011年的 WCG， 然后在之后我们获得 Garena 的青睐，然后签约而成为 Taipei Assassins TPA。之后在4月1号的华山记者会正式对外宣布成为台湾第一支职业电竞队，也在之后的4月中旬，然后加入了 Toys 跟 BB， 然后也就是现在的 TPA 7个人的组合。
Was leading up to your match with M5, and there were many that said M5 is going to be able to take this one. Even how did that make you feel going into it? Did you also fear M5?
M5 is like our mentor, and we respect them a lot. We watched a lot of their videos and stuff, and we found their weakness. And then we put that into our strategy.
So many consider the Taipei Assassins to be the underdogs of the competition. Some have even been quoted as saying the dark horse of the competition. Do you agree? Are you the underdogs in this competition?
I totally agree. Because just looking at our online tournament records, it's pretty bad. So basically everyone will think we're not that good, but we are here to prove ourselves.
Can you tell me a little bit about your relationship with Najin Swords, Mac Noon?
其实这个是一个很久以前的故事啊，就我有在我 Facebook 上面有讲到这个故事，在打哪军之前，然后在1年前我有认识一个朋友，我那时候 Season 1在美服打，然后刚好到了2000分，然后我觉得自己很强很强，然后就有点自大那种强，然后我朋友就他认识美怒，然后他介绍美怒给我知道，然后我的朋友就问我到底要不要跟美怒对线玩玩看，然后大概打了3场吧，我每一场都被电到体无完肤，然后我那个时候才跟自己讲说，其实很多人比你还要强，然后我下1年我一定要打到跟他一模一样，比他还要强，然后到真的来这边比赛，我又知道刚好遇到美怒，我就在 Facebook 上面说我会尽力以为我会打赢他这样子，结果也是刚好打赢，就是这个是对我自己来讲是一个很大的证明，因为它算是让我有非常大的动力去学习更多英雄联盟里面我不知道的事情，所以它其实算是一个很大的转折点，让我变强。
Sid, what's been your favorite thing about the World Championship event?
我最喜欢的应该是，当我看到决赛场地那盛大的场面，然后以及那将会是我们的舞台的那个心情，我们就是前所未有的大场面这样子。好，大家知道怎么办？
就这些跟在台湾很像，就是人们会因为你们的表现，或是因为喜爱你们的游戏风格，然后而去支持你们。然后对于我们来讲，我们很像明星般的受到明星般的对待。然后我们也很真心的谢谢你们可以这样子支持我们。
You know, there's a couple of things I got a chance to take away from this interview. And you know, it's one of those things where I would have loved to shown the whole hour that I had with these guys, because there's 2 things that took away from it. Number 1, they are so ridiculously confident, and it is so awesome to see. You know, they had a lot to prove leading up to this point, and it's kind of like they can just leave everything behind because all they have to do is think about this one match coming up. But additionally, Toys had a moment that really touched me as well, where I said, Toys, who are you playing this for? And he said, you know what? Everyone. And what was really touched me about it is that he did not speak in Mandarin, he spoke in English, and he said everyone, my team, the fans, the people who play this game, and it was really awesome to see that passion just in his eyes.
We have a great quote here coming up from Toys that he said after their Najin victory, I'm at a loss for words. For me, the nobody, I've proven something. Mac Noon came over, gave me a hug and said quietly, I'm very proud of you. That just sent me over the top, he said. I consider Mac Noon one of my mentors, and regardless of who won, he is still one of the players I respect the most. As well being said, it's absolutely amazing. You can see, it's just one of those things that even comes into play. These players remember each other, win or loss. They are behind each other every step of the way, even if they're fighting against each other.
Yeah, these are friendships that you build just throughout your lifetime. I mean, even my start with League of Legends was came out through my own gaming career and the people I met and meeting Byronic Hero who worked for Riot and got me to apply in the first place. These are lifelong friends that you will just sort of make through your travels. And gaming, it ends up being a small world in the end. You sort of meet the same people over and over, and you just become more and more friends. It's nice to have these kinships built so early, and they're going to continue to grow throughout their lives.
And another quote from Taipei Assassins as well. These guys completely ready for, as you said, the confidence they have coming in here. And they said, what's most heartening is that even when everyone thought you were just a nobody, we were able to make all this happen through our own strength. Undoubtedly, facing stronger opponents has only made ourselves stronger. Now, the world knows who we are.
And you know what? I mean, we talk about David Goliath. We've heard this story told in so many different scenarios and so many different situations, but there is just no doubt, guys, this is a grand David and Goliath finish for Season 2. And you know what? David's pretty confident.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to. But yeah, it looks like Taipei Assassins have really armed themselves with slingshots here, and they're ready to take aim and try to knock out that competition. You know, people really predicted that M5 BenQ Azubu Frost Grand Final. That was the prevailing prediction that I saw throughout the internet, talking to a lot of people overall, but you've seen TPA really show up, and it's crazy too, because if you told them 2 months ago, you guys, you're going to beat Sword, you're going to beat M5 BenQ, you're going to be in the Grand Finals, and like, no, they wouldn't have believed it.
Of a lot of hard work.
And so these guys are just, you know, phenomenal competitors. And speaking of phenomenal competitors, we've got another one on the panel with us. We'd like to introduce to the caster booth, CLG's very own jungler, Snoopy.
Snoopy, thanks for joining us, man.
How's it going?
How are you feeling about the venue?
I'm feeling great. The venue is fantastic. I thought Elliot Live last week was amazing, and this blows out of the water. It's insane.
All right, so coming into this, what is your outlook on TPA and as a team and individually?
I think TPA is full of fantastic players. I met the guys when I was over in Taiwan. They're fantastic players. Each one of them shines in their role, especially Toys in the middle. He's playing fantastic this tournament, and all credit to him. Stanley as well. He's a fantastic player. All of them are great guys.
So what about as a team then? Like you played against them, you scrimmed them a lot. They were your primary scrim partner leading up to this tournament throughout this week as well. You actually said that they looked good against M5. You actually predicted them to beat M5 BenQ. How are they like as a team?
We went to Taiwan at the start of September, and we went to the Taipei Assassins house, and I sat there every single morning. I woke up with those guys. They went to the gym in the morning. They woke up for scrims. They had breakfast at a set time. Those guys are really dedicated. And all credit to them for getting here. They fully deserve it. I predicted they would beat Moscow 5. I didn't think Moscow 5 was ready for the Asian teams. And I think coming into this game for Frost, I hold them to take it. I want Taipei Assassins to win this game.
You want them or you predict them or both?
I want them to take it, and I think it's going to be close. I'm going to go with 3-2. 3-2 for these games. I think the spirit of their actual team spirit is going to carry them through to the fifth game. I think that's what it's going to come down to, team spirit, and I think they're going to take it then.
If you had to,
Snoopy, you think it's a 3-2 either way, or do you think if one team wins, it might be a different score outcome?
I would say 3-2 either way.
Okay.
And I'm going to give it to Taipei Assassins in that fifth game.
All right.
Wow.
So Snoopy, coming out here, being able to, you guys have traveled around. You've been, to the Asian plays. What is it like being able to finally talk to all of the players from around the world, make these friendships, and really finally get to know them all?
It's honestly fantastic. I mean, even just for Azubu Frost, when I met them in Najin Sword, I mean, I met Macmoon last year, and I met him again at the OGN Championship, and I met him again here. And I love all the guys. There's such huge personalities in those teams, and especially the Asian teams are really committed. You'll see it nowhere else. I mean, North America and Europe has a lot to catch up on as far as commitment goes. And I hope coming into Season 3 we do that, because otherwise we're going to get our asses kicked.
How are your interactions with Azubu Frost at the OGN Finals and, here on after?
I was really gutted, actually. The finals, when we took the first 2 games off of Azubu Frost, and coming into that third game, I almost felt the exact same here. That third game, the game that was the decider, and we threw it. I think they're a really good team, but I feel they're limited in a certain way. I feel like Taipei Assassins is going to have the overall edge on them in terms of strategy. I think Azubu Frost is more standard play style, which I think TPA is going to counter.
All right. Well, let's move on to the keys to the match. Let's move on to what TPA needs to do to get themselves the lead in this series.
Freak, it's going to start off with Stan the Man.
Stan the Man, he did so much work for them against M5 BenQ in the semifinals. Stanley is a super dominant top laner. He's been said to be the best player on that team overall. And, if they make that top lane an island, he needs to outlane Shy. He needs to crush faces. If they go for that split push strategy in any of those games, he's got to be able to hold his own. He's got to make the moves, get turrets down. And what really made it for him was that not only did he win his lane, he made 2 people go to defend him because he'd win any one-on-one of the match. So he forced 1-on-2s on him, and he'd get away, and he'd make 4-on-3s happen elsewhere.
And the next key to victory coming in for Taipei Assassins is the 4-man strats.
Well, it's that split push coming through where they leave Stanley alone. They leave him on that island, and they do 4-on-4s and 4-on-3s together. You'll see their team composition work as a 4-man unit, and Stanley's off on the side. And that, of course, depends on the strategies they go for. But I know they respected M5 BenQ's team fighting. You're going to see them respect Azubu Frost as well. They know these are the strengths of those teams. And as you saw in their interview, they'd research their opponent, they'd look at their videos, find their weaknesses, find their strengths, and play around those. So if they determine that Frost is all about team fighting, they'll make 4-on-5 splits.
And the third and final key to victory, they need to get to the gears of the war machine going, and they need to start early.
Yeah, TPA, they are an early game powerhouse. You've seen them come out so strong in all the games that they won, making a lot of moves early on. Again, Frost, I think their power is in team fighting. So if TPA can start early and get those gears turning, they're in a lot better shape.
All right, Summoners, we're only minutes away from the start of the World Finals. But first, coming up after a short break, we have a special video from a community favorite, Civ HD, and a final breakdown with Team Dignitas' very own Scara. Stay tuned.
Spares. Heals. Heals. Spares.
What would AP Zinzao do if he wasn't as gay? I'd bet he'd spare a bitch or two. That's what AP Zin would do.
Heals. Spares. Spares.
When AP Zinzao rushed at Melody, healing him to gold. He killed an over veteran car while wearing a mud pole. When AP Zinzao was in base, staking on towers. Right click to activate his free elo shower.
Spares. Heals. Heals. Spares.
What would AP Zinzao do if he wasn't this gay? He'd pilot Spain and carry you, that's what AP Zin would do. And since enemies didn't forfeit yet at 30 minutes long, he even got to buy himself a fancy about dog. And when Scara came to chase him down, he still took him on. Cause AP Zinzao does take shit from anybody. So let's all open room page and make one for Zinzao. I'll spare some little bitches too, cause that's what AP Zin would do. Cause that's what AP Zin would do.
So many spears and heals just left and right. I guess we all know what to do when we get back to League of Legends playing. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, Welcome back to the World Finals here at the USC Galen Center. We are live from Los Angeles. For today's teams, getting to the World Championships has taken months of hard work and sacrifice. Yesterday, we had a chance to go around town with one of League of Legends' oldest pros, Scara, as he showed us some of the ways he kicks back from the pressures of competition.
We're at the Family Arcade right now, and I haven't been to an arcade in a long time. Here in LA, this is one of the arcades we want to go to. We're going to go inside and see if there's any games around where I want to play.
This arcade has been around since 1971. We're one of the last standing arcades. My brother and I started this business. We have been in it way before even video games. The players over here, I mean, they come from miles and miles around just to play all the fighting games here.
All right,
so,
cool.
Take a chance.
All right. Oh my God, what is this? Overdrive? I think I remember that game. It's such a good game. Dude, this is the best game. Probably March. So since this game is what I grew up on, it's like by far the best arcade video game, cooperative video game ever. This is my stress relief for League of Legends. I just match all my buttons. Oh my God. I think my younger, like 8-year-old self would kill me if I lost this many lives on the first boss in this game. There we go, there we go. So skee ball's a game I haven't played much. I didn't play much as a little kid, but I've grown to appreciate this game as I grew up because I don't even know why. I just like this game now. Oh my God, I'm so good at this game. Oh my God. Okay, I'm not that good at this game. What? Oh my God, I'm so bad at this game. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. My name is Scar and I just got beat by a button masher.
My name is Mike and I'm the button masher.
He literally beat me pressing like one button on Blanco. I got bodied so hard. Like I'm so mad right now. But I can still beat him in League of Legends.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Scar to the booth. So Scara, if the button mash is working, are you gonna like pick up Sona or something?
I just play Rise.
All right, fair enough. That'll work too. So playing other games, obviously you go to the arcade and whatnot. Do you just do anything else to release from LoL?
No, it's just pretty much playing other games. Like I play League of Legends so much that like I enjoy playing League of Legends, which is like something that not many people admit to for some reason.
No, it's a great game. I play it all the time too. My prep actually for this tournament was I'm gonna go play some ranks, get some Ezreal going because everyone else is, so I might as well join the club. Gain some elo, and
working,
get ready.
playing, working. When you balance the two, you don't have to work as much.
And then sometimes do the same thing. That's kind of all I do for a living is play video games. No problem. We have the best job in the world. Seriously, we're sitting here in front of like 7,000 people, broadcasting to a couple 100,000 as well online.
With Scara, just chilling. What's up? How's it going?
This is our lives.
Actually, Scara, you just moved to LA as well. How are you liking it?
I love it, except for how expensive it is. It is ridiculously expensive, and the traffic here makes me angry.
Yeah, that'll happen a little bit.
Yeah, it's nice though.
I think we could easily get a bunch of thumbs down if we said thumbs up, thumbs down for parking in the crowd here. They'd probably go thumbs down. So, how much pressure do you think these teams are under coming into this game right now?
They're obviously under a lot of pressure. Like this isn't a simple like we'll split like the prize pool is $1 million for first and a fourth of that for second. Like that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
And you get the title of being the best team in the world. Like it only happens once a year. And it's going to be so much pressure put on both teams. I feel like both teams are mentally able to handle that pressure, though. But I guess we'll see it going into the games.
Right on.
Yeah, I mean, they're both like the best teams in the region, of course. Number one from the whole SEA and the rest of the qualifiers the TPA had to go through. And Frost, obviously, number one in Korea. So it doesn't mean that, Korea or SEA, et cetera, are the best region in the world? Or is it just like that one team rose up to the challenge?
I feel like Asia might be the best region in the world right now. And they've certainly proved in this tournament.
Okay.
So how was it for you playing against Azubu Frost when you guys went over there?
We actually didn't play much against Azubu Frost.
Actually, I heard when you guys were over there, none of the Western teams scrimmed against them.
Right. They were like really, really, really hard to play against. Like CLG, you couldn't even play against them.
Wow.
But we played against a lot of other Asian teams, and they were all fantastic.
But you get to play TPA any?
We actually played TPA a little bit while we were in Korea, but
right.
they've improved so much since then. Like, I thought they'd be really, really, like, shady coming into this event, but they've stepped up. They've proved they're one of the best teams in the world here, and I'm very happy to see what they bring out for this finals.
You know, Freak, one of the things you said when you were talking to Erica, the manager of TPA, was that if you would have asked them at the beginning of the season if they even had a chance to get here, they would have laughed at you. And now these guys are absolutely ready to take this matchup, and like we said, almost overly confident, but obviously not going to get complacent. So what are your picks for this matchup? Who do you want to win? Also, who do you think is going to win?
I think regardless who wins is going to be a 3-1. I don't think it'll go to a 5th game, which is a weird statement for me to make.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I just don't see a 5th game coming. I feel like both of these teams, if you had asked me who was going to win immediately following the semifinals, I would have picked TPA. But both these teams have had time to cook up something new in the conference rooms. I've been to Riot. They have blacked out conference rooms for both teams.
Yeah.
All they do is they sit in there all day and they play, they practice, they research other teams. I hear they're doing a lot of replay analysis in those sets. No one knows what they're doing, but I know for a fact that both teams are going to come in with a very, very strong strategies since they've had a couple of days to work on it. I want to give this one to TPA, but really it's a coin flip. We can go either way. My vote is for TPA, though.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, Scar. Let's give them a round of applause, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now joined by the men calling the shots tonight for the grand final matchup. Lee D-Man Smith and Joshua Jat Leesman. Gentlemen, how are you enjoying the venue today?
Honestly, I mean, just listen to it. It is... How good is this? I mean, guys, this is your jobs. This is our jobs. How awesome is this venue? You know, we see I think it's like a big overhead crowd shot of the place. We've filled a basketball arena with League of Legends fans. Everybody loves this game. Everybody wants to see these teams play. It is just phenomenal.
Yeah, you never have to work a day in your life if you do something you love, and these players are about to watch the players do that right now. So, Jat, coming into this matchup, what do these two teams bring from their regions to each other?
Both of these teams actually bring a whole bunch of aggression, and the biggest thing is going to be Azubu Frost adjustment, because they just went through the most passive, slow-playing team in the entire tournament in CLG EU, and TPA, when they had their games against Moscow 5 and they won, 5 turrets down, 6 turrets down by 21 minutes. It's a total change of mindset for Azubu Frost because they have to match TPA's aggression and fast push, and they really have much more adjusting to do to this matchup from the last one.
All right, so we're going to see just how those styles just match up there. As you said, they're both aggression. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. We're going to kick it back to you guys just a few minutes as we get this pregame underway, as the players get ready, and as we get ready to find out who deserves to be crowned world champion. So, Riv, you know, what are you thinking 3-2 or 3-1? I don't want to ask who's going to win, but, you know, what do you think the score is going to be? Like, how many games is going to go?
I definitely think it's going to go to the 5 games. Obviously 3-2 in different way. Can't be 4-1, so we're going to have that 3-2 coming out unless we get the crazy prediction from the crowd earlier that it was going to be a 2-1. That could be intense.
Could be. Could be pretty interesting. All right, you know, me as well, I think I'm looking forward. I'm really hoping, actually, for a 5-game series in general. We had both semis go super close on both hands. Hopefully the grand finals is super close as well.
This is going to be an amazing match. Azubu Frost really coming in here, like I said, with that throw the team out of their comfort zone strategy with one of the biggest champion pools that any team is going to have. Taipei Assassins, individually, as Snoopy said, their team is absolutely amazing. So those teams now coming together are going to be huge.
All right, so we got match after hanging behind us. We've got special prizes in store. Or, sorry, special surprises in store. I think we want to reveal a little something to you guys.
There we go, guys. We reveal the Summoners Cup for the first time ever. In just a few moments as the match is about to start.
What we got?
The arena's going crazy, guys. The time has finally come. Is everybody in the crowd ready? The League of Legends Season 2 World Finals begins right now.
到，还抓到了。
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the official start of the Season 2 World Finals. I am D-Man, and here with me is Jat. And Jat, that was amazing.
That was incredible. That piece we just saw was a collaboration between Hollywood Scoring and Riot Games. And actually, the lyrics in that were a Latin verse for a battle between Demacia and Noxus. So whoever wants to go out and translate that, be our guest, because it is awesome.
And it is that awesome that we're going to allow you to download that. It will be completely available for free now. Full score, an absolutely fantastic start. Jat, we are moving into the World Final, and, well, what a season it has been. We started off the pre-season at Intel Extreme Masters, Gamescom 2011. Obviously, we traveled across the world with the Intel Extreme Masters. We had IPLs, we've had MLGs, we've had OGNs. 2 seasons, the spring and summer, saw Azubu Frost rise to dominance in that. And really, these teams have traveled the world. They've grown to know each other. What a fantastic season it has been.
And these teams have been through so much. I know Azubu Frost has played to thousands of people before, so I wonder if they're going to be able to live up to the energy in this room, because just sitting here and listening to that music and just watching the energy in here, my heart is just already pounding, and we haven't even started the games yet, so I can only imagine what the players are feeling right now.
I only hope that transmitted just how awesome that was at home, guys, because I've sat and watched that performance probably about 5 times in practice, and I just stayed there every time. It's like, I want to watch this. I watched it in the truck, and then I was like, I want to watch this live. I watched these guys practicing while everybody in this venue, you were snaking around the venue, queuing up. You know, my hat's off to you guys sitting in the sun. Now, a lot of people came in early. Of course, there's a small thing called the Shuttle Endeavour coming next door, which has caused a few problems, I believe, for people. But honestly, this match, you know, the build-up, the hype, we've seen the players sat there. We've seen them, they've watched this whole build-up. How do you deal with the pressure and the nerves coming into this match?
So much of this is going to just be about playing the game. They can't actually realize where they are, what's on the line, and they have to focus entirely on their little box and just remember They're here to play League of Legends. You have to put everything else aside. Easier said than done, obviously, but they really just have to focus on playing their games and using their strategies.
Yeah, and honestly, these two teams, they've come through. So we saw Taipei Assassins join it in the quarterfinals. They were one of the #1 seeds. Azubu Frost were one of the #1 seeds, but had to go through the group stage. Do you feel they're just going to feel, we deserve that spot, we should be there? But honestly, these two teams, who's had the biggest advantage? Have they had that advantage coming in from the quarterfinals? Or is Azubu Frost having that big, long day one really give them that advantage?
Just going all the way back to day one, Azubu Frost, they lost out on the 5 regional winners drawings, and they were the ones who got stuck in the group stage. And they proved pretty much that they're one of the best, obviously. They should have been drawn into the quarterfinals in their minds and crushed the group stage, beat up on solo mid, and then they had that close 3-game set in the semifinals. And it's, for them, vindication. They've been here before. They've had so much back and forth. That's the second time they've beaten CLG EU in a best of series. It was best of 3 and best of 5 previously. And we talked about it in the pregame, but there is a big adjustment period for them because the aggression that comes out from Taipei Assassins is completely unmatched by almost any team in this tournament. 21 minutes and 5 turrets down, 21 minutes and 6 turrets down in games 2 and 3 against Moscow 5. And there is that David and Goliath matchup, so Taipei Assassins did just beat Moscow 5, who many considered the favorites in this tournament. Whether that's going to be a letdown, whether they think they've already beaten the best team or not, needs to get out of their minds because this is the biggest game of their lives. Azubu Frost is the best team in the tournament for them that they've faced yet. That has to be their mindset. They need to know to step up their game for this finals.
Absolutely, and of course, Azubu Frost coming into this with that massive game experience, the fact that they've played in front of huge crowds already. Taipei Assassins, you could argue, in their regional qualifiers also had a very big crowd. I'm sure everybody has seen the screenshots, the pictures that were taken in Taipei, and it was just fantastic. So really, with that mindset, I mean, with this crowd, the size of the crowd, the fact that the crowd is probably going to get behind one team or another, I don't know how split they are really, we'll find out shortly, I'm sure, but if you suddenly find out you're the favorite, you're unexpected, or, the crowd are really getting behind you, screaming your name, how does that affect you when you're sat either in game or something, making big plays?
Snoopy was talking about this earlier, being a fan favorite, and it really feeds their energy. And I think, if I had to guess, the crowd favorite here is going to be the Taipei Assassins. It's an underdog story. People put power rankings out before this tournament. Who do you think has a chance? They were ranked 10th, they were ranked 6th. They've proven to the world that they deserve to be there, and really, it does seem like they have a lot of fans and followers behind them. And in between games, if they do fall back a match, they need to re-pick up that nothing-to-lose attitude that they picked up in the semifinals. They got crushed that first one against Moscow 5, and then they came back strong. They stormed, they were aggressive, they invaded the jungle, they pushed turrets, and they have to have that really from game 1, but it might take a loss to get them into that mode.
And I'm going to throw a completely different slant on this. All the pro players are sat there. How jealous do you think they are right now?
Pretty jealous, I'd have to say. I'm a little jealous of the teams up there.
Jealous.
The amount that they stand to gain off of this match, not only through the fame, but also through just actual dollars. $200,000 a player if you split up the million. Even in second place is $250,000. And obviously, the accolades and the carryover into Season 3, which is going to be even larger than this. These guys, absolutely ready to go, I think.
Absolutely ready to go, but how do you bottle that up? I mean, we've come up to the stage. I think we're probably about 5 minutes away from the beginning of this game. All them practice hours. I mean, we don't even know who these guys were practicing with. It was that secretive. They literally had the doors closed. I can only guess Azubu Frost had Azubu Blaze up through the early hours of the morning practicing with them.
And that's what they did so much of, even during OGN Summer. They were actually the team that scrimmed everyone else, and then they would exclusively scrim with Azubu Blaze. Turned out making them a better team in the end, but they've practiced against pretty much everyone, and in this, they have that Azubu family in a lot of senses, and they must have been practicing against Blaze because they are ready to go. And then Taipei Assassins, CLG EU was a very good practice partner for them, and who better to give them scouting advice than a team that's taken multiple games from them and had to play them in a semifinals. So both of these teams, even though they've tried to be secretive, have ways of scouting each other, and this match is going to be insane.
It is going to be insane. Ladies and gentlemen, let's head over to the main stage and join Rachel and DJ Wheat to get the World Finals underway.
Introducing the first of our World Final teams. Shrugging off a group stage draw, they have stormed through a tournament so far. They blitzed through the first 2 days with 5 victories and 0 losses. And they took down CLG EU in a heart-pounding epic semifinals match. They are the reigning champions of Korea's OGN Champions League. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Azubu Frost. Playing as support, his 10.4 assists per game is the highest in the World Championships. For Azubu Frost, it's Mad Life!
A former #1 player on the Korean realm, he has also had at one point owned 4 of the top 20 solo queue spots in North America. The AD carry for Azubu Frost. Give it up for Woo!
A dominant force in the jungle. He averaged an incredible 9.4 assists per game in the championship thus far. It's Cloud Templar!
Starting his League of Legends career by playing from level 10 to 2200 ELO on only Anivia. He holds a 4.7 KDA in the championship thus far. In mid lane, for Azubu Frost, it's Rapid Star!
You know him for his invincible Singe and epic top lane victories. With the highest gold per minute on Frost, it's Shy! Let's hear it one more time for Azubu Frost!
And now, introducing their opponents. With a record of 4 wins and 1 loss, they took down Macnoon and Najin Sword in the quarterfinals. They shocked the world by beating M5 in an epic 3-game semifinal. They are the kings of the Garena Premier League. Please welcome the Taipei Assassins!
The play caller and support for Taipei Assassins. He's averaging 8.4 assists per game. It's Mistake!
An aggressive player with outstanding positioning. He's averaging 4.2 kills per game. The AD carry for the Taipei Assassins. Give it up for BB!
In the jungle, he has held the top 2 solo queue positions during the League of Legends beta with a 3.1 KDA in the championship. It's none other than Little Wolves!
He holds the highest KDA and gold per minute of all the players on stage today. Playing as the AP carry with a staggering 13.3 KDA. Give it up for Toy!
He's now famous
and gentlemen, now that you've met the teams, let's see what they're playing for. In addition to the $1 million first place prize and, of course, the honor of calling themselves the Season 2 World Champions, there's one more thing that we felt was needed. Take a look.
Everything starts with an idea, followed by a desire to make or build or do something great. The need is in our DNA. It rests within our soul. To marshal your skills requires discipline. You approach your dream as a master craftsman would, taking a journey toward refinement. Within you lies an unrelenting voice telling you to make the next thing better than the last. A personal study of ingenuity and artistry. This commitment has demanded a certain amount of sacrifice, but your deliberate effort has produced work that is continually evolving and growing. We make this in your honor, because you choose to meet the ultimate challenge. To challenge yourself to be the best of the best. This belongs to you, the champion.
Presenting the Summoners Cup for the very first time, please welcome Dustin Redbeard Beck.
Hey guys, love you too. No championship would be complete without a trophy, a symbol of the talent, the sacrifice, and the dedication of all the teams that have been competing over the course of this year and for years to come. This trophy also reflects the passion of our fans, as you guys are the ones that have made all this possible. I present to you guys the Summoners Cup! Oh, troll. We love the troll. We love the troll. Right, guys, baby? Boom! Oh, it looks good. Tonight, one of these teams is going to have the chance to be the first to etch their name in the base of this, in the Summoners Cup, and be forever immortalized in the pantheon of League of Legends esports. Azubu Frost, Taipei Assassins, good luck, you guys.
We've met the players. We've seen what they're playing for. Let's head on over to the caster's desk and begin the first match.
Thank you very much, DJ Wheat, Redbeard, and of course, Rachel. What a fantastic start. What an amazing trophy these guys are going to win, on top of $1 million. It's not bad.
It's a nice little addition to all of the things that they've had so far. And we're going to be going into Champions Select as soon as these players are ready. It's crazy that it's happening right now, because I never expected, maybe 6 months ago, to see this kind of turnout for an esports event, and just the growth and the love of all the fans and the passion they have in this game. To see everyone here, it's amazing.
Yeah, and then obviously you've been at Riot Games for 6 months now. You used to be in Dignitas, of course. I'm sure everybody is watching at home is aware of that fact. Coming into this, seeing the whole venue full of League of Legends fans, we went out to get food earlier on and people wanted photos. It's like, even as casters, it's a little strange, but the players, they are the real superstars of this tournament. how much pressure. And it seems the crowd have a favorite at this tournament. It's hard to argue with.
That is just awesome.
That is awesome. I mean, immediately that sort of pressure is immediately, you're the favorite, apparently according to the crowd here at the venue.
And now Azubu has to deal with not being the fan favorite. Even in the pre-games, though, there are many Azubu supporters in the crowd, but TPA, no one expected them coming into this tourney. Then they knocked out Moscow 5, and now they got the support of all these fans.
They do seem to have the support of all these fans, of course. Azubu Frost had some big cheers, you know, very generous support from both sets of fans. Coming into this, okay, let's have a look through the lanes. I mean, we saw, obviously, Freakin' Rivington touched on all the players. We've just seen some phenomenal stats from these guys. The shot callers, interestingly enough, are both support players.
And the thing with Azubu Frost is it's a shared duty between their support player, Mad Life, and also their jungler, Cloud Templar. I know Cloud Templar does have a very large voice in their team.